A pleasant day to each and everyone. I am Navigate Armano. Today I'll be sharing a very interesting topic, the three concentric circles. You might think that English is just one language, but actually it changes depending on where and how it is used around the world. But before we start, let me introduce to you the three classifications, which are the ANL, ESL, and EFL. ANL stands for English as Native Language. ESL stands for English as Second Language. And EFL stands for English as Foreign Language. Now let's go back to Gakcho's concentric circle. A linguist named Braj Kakchu introduced the idea of the three concentric circles of English. These circles show how English is used differently around the world. He proposed the pioneering model of world Englishes in the mid 1980s, which allocates the presence of English into three concentric circles, which are the inner circle, the outer circle, and the expanding circle. The inner circle is made up by the countries who belongs to the first diaspora, which means that countries where English is the native language or the first language. These places are where the norms are created and from which they speak to the other circles. Some of the countries that belong to the inner circle are USA, UK, and Canada. These places are where the linguistic and cultural bases of English are traditionally located. Second circle is the outer circle. The outer circle represents the places where they speak official non-native varieties of English because of their colonial history. These countries were mostly colonized by English-speaking nations. Some of the countries that belong to the outer circle are Philippines, India, and Singapore. This is one of the most important things to take into account regarding this circle is that the English word is spoken. They are usually in constant contact with other languages. This is why the outer circle is non-developing, because the contact with other languages changes in its vocabulary and sometimes in its grammar. Last circle is expanding circle. The expanding circle is made up by AFL speakers where English is not usually spoken. In this circle, the speakers have to follow the rules established by the inner circle and developed by the outer one. Expanding circle, countries where English is used as a foreign language cleared mainly for business, school, or international communication. The countries that belong to the expanding circle are China, Japan, and Korea. Expanding circle represents that English is a tool for understanding and teaching American or British cultural values. Therefore, English is not a language spoken by a significant number of people in the country. Culture's concentric circles are important because they help us understand how English is used differently around the world. This model shows that English is not owned by just a few countries but is used and adopted by many. It helps us respect different ways of speaking English and reminds us that all varieties are valid and useful for communication.